So you've been speaking to people all this time and they can't hear you?
I have been speaking to everybody all this time and they haven't been able to hear me. So, guys, I apologise. We have had some technical difficulties throughout this evening. So I hope you're all still with us. I very much appreciate you sticking by. To start my introduction again, it is Wednesday. It is 7 p.m. Welcome to Easy Level Up. It is the start of a brand new season. It is Season 7. So yeah, we've got a load of new looks, as you can probably see from our intro and our backgrounds. It isn't what we normally have. But we've got some loads of new features within the stream as well. In case you don't know, we've had a fair few new people follow us over on Twitch, so welcome to you all, and I very much appreciate all the new follows over on Twitch. Thank you for us here in the UK. I am Tom Mosley, and I am joined by the wonderful and very talented Mr. Rich King. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you very much, Tom. I don't know, so
No, good to hear, man. We also have Adam in chat who is helping us. He has been communicating with already, letting you know what's been going on. But he is there to kind of send any questions across and answer any questions that you may have in chat if myself or Rich do miss it. But before we kick off the show, because we have got new people, I kind of want to do a quick rundown of kind of what we do and how this show is actually going to run. So we go live 3 times a week, a Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Thursday. As today is Wednesday, it's all about gaming on Easy Level Up. On Tuesday, we have a stream called Easy Live, which is more the educational side and deeper diving, look into everything that Microsoft does. You then continue that. I can turn my mic up. There we go. Hopefully that is a little bit better for you guys. Hopefully you can hear me. So yeah, and on a Thursday, that is also replicated with Easy Live Extra, which is where we have our field team as part of the UK team, and we have our OEMs like Acer and HP join to showcase their latest creations. But it is Wednesday, so we've got to make sure we are talking gaming. So to start with the show, we're going to have a look at the design, talk about that very quickly. We are then going to have a look at what's latest in the world of the gaming news. So what's happened in the last week, what's going to be happening in the future week. And then pretty much why most of you are here today is we're going to have the one and only XboxPope joining us for a live interview where we're going to get to know him a little bit better and talk about a few things that we have got coming. So hopefully that is a little bit better for me on sound. I'm seeing a few conversations in chat saying it is better. So I will make sure that it is. I've got my mic in the correct position. This is what you get for rushing around with technical difficulties. So let's kick off the show. We're going to talk about the design, then we're going to do some news, then we're going to speak to Pope. So guys, hopefully you stick around for that, and we will get to that as soon as physically possible. Get some Pope hype in that chat. So as you can kind of see, there is a lot going on around us. We've got some new neon lights, got some new branding. Hopefully you saw a little bit of the new intro as well. And that is thanks to really only one person. And that person is sat to my right, I believe, on screen. And that is Rich King. Rich has done an absolutely amazing job of building all of this from the ground up. So yeah, from me, from the whole team, Rich, I want to say a massive thank you. And I hope you guys in chat are liking the new look and feel. So how does it feel it being live, Rich? Oh yeah, always a thing, always a thing. But yeah. You're definitely coming through my end, so hopefully no audio from Rich.
oh my gosh. There you go. I think that was it. That was it.
Let me see if that's going on. Guys, you know what? It's the start of a new season. Start of brand new things. We have technical difficulties. We're all working from home at the moment. We've got to rely on internet. Hopefully you guys are sticking around with us as we are hopefully surviving this car crash of a stream. So that'll be down to me pricking wrong buttons and all that sort of stuff. But we will digress and we will get into what we're here to talk about. So we have a new design. I hope you guys like it in chat. Let us know what you think of the new design if you've seen the previous one. But I'm sure it will grow on us. We have new sections, so we're going to be talking news every week. We're going to be doing interviews. And of course, because it is a gaming stream, we are going to be talking all things gaming and playing some games as well. So I'm hoping that you'll join us in future weeks as we start to play some more games, because today is all about one thing. In the news this week, to very quickly digress across, there's a lot of things that are happening that got announced last week and going to be happening next week. Next week is the launch of the Summer Game Fest for Xbox. From the 21st to the 27th of July, there is going to be 60 plus games available to play in kind of E3 demo form directly from your Xbox dashboard, to be able to jump onto those and play up all those titles. They have said they're trying to get 100 games, but they've guaranteed 60 plus, so plenty of us to be able to jump on there. And I will be providing some video content for that as well across all of our social channels over on Facebook and on YouTube as well. So feel free to grab all of that there. Last week, or say on Sunday really, we had the Ubisoft Forward event that released or announced more information about all of their new big titles, with another Forward event coming. Haven't watched our live reaction stream to that and seeing what we're excited about, head over to our YouTube channel, All Things Microsoft, to be able to catch that and let us know what you think. And oh yeah, last thing. Today, you can now download Grounded. You can get it pre-downloaded, ready for launch in 2 weeks as part of the game preview program. So if it's a game you're excited about, definitely head onto the Xbox store after the stream and get that downloaded. And hopefully you'll be able to enjoy some bite-sized gaming when it comes to Grounded, when we are the size of insects. But I've talked about the news. Very quick whistle-stop tour, because I'm aware that we are slightly behind at the moment. And I want to make sure that we get the one and only XboxPope into the chat window. So, Rich, I am going to leave you behind, I'm afraid.
That's okay.
We still will be able to hear you. So if you do get any questions from chat, feel free to jump in. I'm sure I'll be coming to you a few times throughout the interview to see if you have any additional questions. But let us switch across to the one and only Mr. XboxPope. How are you, mate?
I'm great, thanks.
Good to hear, man. Good to hear. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on stream. So thank you very much for agreeing to be here with us.
Yeah, it's a good honor. Obviously, I've been an easy level up supporter for a long time, so to be on your show, it's fantastic, you know. And I think obviously if there's any new followers, because I am here, you definitely need to hit the follow button, because these guys are awesome, you know. So
appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. But over the last couple of weeks, we've been asking across all of our social channels and all of our live streams, do you guys have any questions for Pope? And you guys have come in leaps and bounds and sent across all your questions. Unfortunately, there's not enough time to be able to ask every single one of them. But I have handpicked a couple across from all of our social medias, our field team in the UK, and from our specialists in store, and a few from the evangelist team as well. So I hope these questions will delve into Pope's history and what he likes to do and all those bits and pieces, that little bit. But I think it's only appropriate, Pope, that we start with kind of the key question of where did the inspiration come from for the name of Xbox Pope? This was asked from Scott, who's one of our specialists in stores. So thank you very much, Scott, for the question.
So obviously, back in the day when I was Geordie Tommy, being from Newcastle, you know, I think my fan art was getting a little bit of attention back then. So I think it was someone on an old podcast, you know, a good friend of mine actually, and he's going, oh, he's like the Xbox Pope, you know, always kind of helping people in doing something for somebody. So it kind of stuck, and then I sort of inherited it.
Kind of became the nickname that you've carried forwards.
Exactly, you know, but it's been shortened over the time, you know. I think people just call us Pope now, you know.
Abbreviated. Everyone has a nickname to start with, which then gets abbreviated. It gets shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. But hey, it's cool to know, and it's kind to know that it's not just kind of a name that you kind of thought up. It's something that like friends and the communities that you've been part of in the past, and you're kind of carrying on that legacy. Pretty cool.
No, definitely. It's a good honor to have the community, you know, name you as such, and also embrace it, really, you know.
100%. Awesome. So I personally found you through your Xbox fan art actually on Twitter. But what I didn't actually realise is that you're kind of a graphic designer by trade anyway, and you've worked with some of the biggest brands like worldwide, probably some of which we've got in our house right now.
Yeah.
What would you say is kind of the most fun design that you've worked on that isn't like fan art, console art?
Yeah, I mean, it's over 65 brands, from like Boss, Lacoste, Ralph Lauren, and all sorts, But
Yeah.
I think because you do it for a living, you cannot become blind to your work, So it's I've done a lot of special things, over the years. So to try and pinpoint or pick something, it's super difficult, I think doing stuff for the Olympics was pretty special.
Oh, that's cool.
Because obviously I got to go down there before the Olympics opens, and working alongside of some of the biggest sports people and people for like Coca-Cola, meeting the CEO of Coca-Cola and all the other guys, it was But I mean, I work with a lot of sort of presidents of the brands, so they're just normal people like me and you, so that's kind of how I treat them.
Yeah, and that's, as you kind of say, it's even though these are these big wigs and massive brands, is like you're a real human being. It's you're treating people as you wish to be treated as well. I think it's really cool that you are grounded and you are level in that aspect, which I think is really, really cool.
Oh, I'm definitely easy level up.
Got to drop the name in there somewhere. So of the brands that you've kind of worked with, has there been one that you've gone, you know what, I've really liked doing that brand or this campaign or anything like that? Is there one that kind of sticks out in your mind, or is it?
Not really. It's like I say, I think working for Braun, the shavers, getting to see, Dieter Rams, one of the greatest industry designers who inspired Apple in a sense, really.
Okay.
Getting to see his private collection and things like that.
Wow.
I get to see a lot of things that people don't see, and because I keep my work life kind of private to my social, Twitter life.
Yeah.
Nobody really gets to see the things that I see, So, yeah, and I mean,
cool.
The things I design are super top secret anyway, So I could never share them.
No, of course not.
Because I'm designing 4 years into the future, so.
Oh wow. Okay.
The stuff I'm doing now is what you're going to see in 4 years' time, So.
Okay.
It is difficult to describe my job. It's technically not graphic design, but it's, I think once you're a designer, you can kind of switch your hand to many fields, of design.
Oh, that's cool. And I think that it's nice to be able to mix with loads of different companies and do different things. So, awesome. Very good to hear. So, you said to us in the past that you kind of do console fan art as kind of a break from work.
Yeah.
What made you to go, well, actually, I'm going to start to do fan art? And this is probably our most asked question across all of the community, is what made you start or wanting to do Xbox fan art?
So, obviously, it's the requests I get, So, it's not just one or two requests. It can
imagine not.
It can easily lead up into the hundreds. So I just feel obliged most times that I've got to kind of honor them,
Yeah.
So I take my free time. I plan it carefully because obviously I've got a family, so I've also got to do family life, and I've also got to do relaxed time. So trying to do your job, relax, family, and squeeze in, the fan art. You just self-manage, and I think it doesn't really take us a long time to do the fan art, So, and that's deliberate. And I can kind of answer that a bit later on if you want.
No, I was saying it's kind of you're talking about the time it takes. Does each project vary from time to time, or is it generally you can get it done in a couple of hours, or it takes the rest of the afternoon, or anything like that?
So is this the fan art? Yeah.
Yeah.
So each fan art, and I deliberately do this for a reason. So each one takes 30 minutes to do.
Okay, that's a lot shorter than I was expecting. Obviously, pro at what you do, Pope.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a 3D Photoshop wizard, let's say,
Yeah.
So so the reason why I do 30 minutes is because after 30 minutes, you start to analyze things and you start become critical of your work. So you kind of go, oh, shall I change this to this? And what you've got to remember is it's fun fan art. So the reason is it's just meant to happen naturally,
Yeah.
And like I keep saying to people, I mean, I do get comments of, oh, I would, do this and I would do that. And I always kind of respond, well, do it then, show me what you would like,
Yeah.
It's not in a spit your dummy type attitude, it's just like, oh, well, show me what you like,
Yeah.
Um,
Because I suppose you want that kind of personal connection when you are creating all this fan art. It's for someone, so you want their kind of personality in it as well, I guess.
Exactly. So in my day job, I deal in a lot of psychology, it's my job to sell billions of dollars worth of brands, so it doesn't just happen in a pretty picture, there's a lot of data captures that you have to kind of analyze. There's psychology, there's consumer understanding, there's
loads of things to kind of think about to kind of
there's lots. Exactly. And so design isn't about coming up with something that looks pretty, and I guess I use that in the fan art, especially if it's personal to someone, because I put hidden things in there that only they can see.
Yep.
So it kind of goes into a subconscious level,
Oh,
but
that's cool.
It's because, and I guess that's kind of why I get the responses I do from the people, like, they get quite upset or emotional, but that's what it's meant to do, and obviously I get a lot of requests. Oh, like, can I make it, or
sure.
How much will it cost to make, or so. But sometimes art shouldn't have a price,
That's true.
And it shouldn't be made. And to be fair, I do overcomplicate the designs on purpose,
So it's more difficult for them to kind of be made, and you can kind of mesmerize over the detail that's kind of in your art.
Exactly, because I know at the end of the day, they're never going to get made,
No, that's fair enough. So you've said a couple of times that you're getting kind of up to hundreds at a time of like requests. Oh, can you make that? Or can you design this? Can you design this? How do you pick which ones to do?
So I have to make a list, obviously, because it's not just on Twitter. I get the requests from. I get them from Facebook. I get them from Instagram. So it's easy to get lost in the thousands of notifications that I might get. So
I can imagine.
I just spontaneously pick one, and then although the list's in order,
yeah,
it never happens in order, and that's kind of like the nice thing, Or the other thing that people maybe don't realize what I do is, people say, "Oh, that was quick responding," but I'm never a million miles away from social media, I do see what's happening. I do see situations that might be happening around people.
Mm-hmm.
So I can sense or feel that someone's not having a very good day, let's say. So I'll prioritize their art to the top of the list.
Yeah.
So at least I know when I drop it on a Friday, it's going to bring them a little bit of happiness, a bit of joy.
I think it must be amazing to know that the stuff you are creating is bringing joy, not just to that one person that you've made it for, but it's bringing joy to a whole community of people who are loving your art.
Honestly, it's still. I've been doing this 6 years now, and it still shocks us to this day. Some of the lovely messages I get. that's and I think why me? Sometimes I do think why me, because there is no special magic that I do. It's just I know how to make things personal.
Yeah, and I think that's the important thing. I've just seen a message actually in chat that's gone. It's from SoulReap3R83, who's gone. Pope made one for my son who is autistic, and in honor of his autism, that is so amazing. It blew me away and touched my heart so dearly. So you're touching hearts and minds here, Pope, every single day, which is amazing.
And I remember him sending us the message, and in stories like that are so special to me. Like the whole purpose of Pope, and I think I was trying to say to you, earlier on, it's what does XboxPope do? So it's like he just shines a light on the woes that are hidden.
Yeah.
And there's some people out there who just deserve a little bit of attention, a little bit of love, and I think his son was just so blown away. I think I remember him sending us a picture on DM, of them being so happy, and I think I got a message a couple of weeks ago from someone who's actually printed my fan art, full size and put it on the wall.
Okay.
It's almost like a wallpaper, It's just because it's personal to them, and it means so much to them.
Oh, that's cool. And that's a kind of lovely thing to be able to see. And this kind of follows on to quite nicely. You kind of already answered it as well, actually. Like your increased popularity and kind of the awareness of your brand, has that kind of changed how you work and how you kind of interact with others online and maybe in person? Because as you just said then, you kind of get a sense of if someone is having a bad day, and because you are dealing with so many people on a daily basis, it gives you the opportunity to really tune in on that, and probably your mind focuses on that a little bit more. As you say, you deal quite a lot with psychology and stuff like that.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. I mean, my personal attitude will never change. It doesn't matter how big or small I get. That's just me. I'm a bit of a joker. There's not really much gets us down, to be fair. And if I do get any harsh comments in social media, you just kind of shrug it off, or you just move on. It's not really something you need to kind of get emotionally attached to.
No, that's fair enough.
But the one thing, if people do get bigger, the one thing that does change is responsibility. You have to start becoming responsible for people, in the sense that if they are having a difficult time, if they are struggling, and maybe you don't have the answers, but maybe you've got a wonderful community and friends already in your your gathering, that you can go, actually, you need to speak to this person, or so on, and I think it's a bit like, podcasts and streams like yourselves, you guys, these are experts at what you do. If somebody asks me a technical question, I would just go, well, speak to these guys, because I'm not going to have the answers, but I could quite easily just ignore them and say, oh no, sorry mate, I can't help you, so that's important when you're
definitely
popularity changes,
and I think that's really cool. I think we've had a question from a guy on Instagram called Nostro, who's gone, this kind of continues on with like helping your community and stuff like that. Have you ever kind of considered holding online classes to teach what you do, or even kind of live streaming the stuff that you do create? Do you think that's something in the future, or are you going to kind of just stick to, creating the art that you do and then kind of posting that online? Is there a journey?
So I have had many requests to show how I do the fan art, because, I've been working in this business for over 25 years, and some of the people I've worked with also kind of watch how I work, and it even mesmerizes them how quick I can do it. And I've worked with them for like 10, 12, 15 years, it's
Sure.
It's just to have that sort of natural ability to do something. But as for the educational things, it has crossed my mind only because, I think you can only learn so much at school. You can only learn so much at college. Where you learn the true things is once you start doing a job.
Sure.
You can learn from your mentors. You can learn from, different level of grade people. And only you can decide how you want to push it,
Yeah.
And not everyone has the same level of skill,
Sure.
Like in my industry, I hate all the fine, fiddly little detail stuff, but I can build you a whole $1 billion building, and
Yeah.
and my skill's like massive. It's huge, but that to me is more comforting than deciding what pillowcases to put on the sofa,
Sure. Yeah. No, that makes sense. We've also just had Extreme Consoles join in chat, going, "Hi, how's it all going?" Hi, Tom.
I work with Extreme quite a lot, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Well, welcome, guys. Welcome to the stream, and welcome to everybody else that has followed us over the course of the stream. I apologise I haven't shouted you out. There has been an astronomical amount of follows, so thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Keep following.
Thank you, Pope. Thank you. So we have a question that we ask all of our guests. I have a feeling I know the answer to this, as on any of your custom artwork, I've never seen it. But are you on the side of team sticker on your Xbox or team sticker off?
Well, Extreme Consoles are in the chat out, and it's probably good timing because when I did the fan art for the Xbox One X and controller for Team Sticker,
yeah,
and we literally covered the whole controller in stickers, Well, Extreme ended up making it. It's always been this, I think it's Ruby, Justin, and Stein from Microsoft, this team sticker, hashtag no sticker,
Yep.
I'll tell you now, I'm a no sticker.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Oracle of Xbox Pope has said no sticker.
No, because it has to be lovely and clean, you see.
100%. I know there are people in chat right now that are team sticker. But we've heard it from Pope. Pope is no sticker, and I personally believe we should all follow that path with taking that sticker off. But also, Phil Spencer and Larry Herb have announced that the Series X isn't going to have a sticker at all. So we don't even have to worry about that in the future. So it's but yeah, if you've got a sticker on there now, time to take it off. It's time to take it off.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So we've had a question from one of the members of our field team. Because you're now doing more because you're now doing more than just custom Xboxes, has the design for the new next-gen machines had an effect on how you've created your art, or has it been pretty easily transferable?
Do you know what it is? It's so obviously the previous one was a flat face, so not many people I would have said stood up the One X, on its side. So visually, it worked perfect. And then since the new design, although I've got 3 faces I can play with, where it technically goes wrong is, and if you notice in the fan art, they're always in a kind of vertical position.
Yep.
As if you decided to lay it down, it's gonna look a bit strange.
Yeah, I suppose it depends on the kind of design work, especially if it's like logos and stuff like that. That if you do lay it down, it kind of changes.
But the first round that I was playing with, I did the graphics at 45 degrees.
Okay.
So doing it that way kind of visually still looked correct either way.
That's a clever way of doing it. It's just kind of
far from if you kind of flip it the other way, then it becomes upside. So yeah, I think if someone wants custom art, the chances are it's probably going to be in a better position, vertical than horizontal. Just you kind of got that more wraparound feel, versus unless you fancy like a landscape picture on your.
Yeah, I suppose
One X,
that's what you kind of do, is you speak to the people that you're designing consoles for, and you make it to what they want. So that's kind of that community-ness.
So I'm even curious to see what Xbox might do as a custom, And to be fair, I don't think they'll probably go to the levels that I go, you know, with the craziness that I put on there. But no, I'm you know, I love the Xbox design hardware team so much. You know, they've been so good to me. You know, they're great friends. You know, and I know people compare Pope's designs to Xbox. You know, his is better or all that and so on. You know, but it really is no competition. Like, you know, these guys do a perfect job, and remember they're mass producing. It's a totally different kettle of fish.
Yeah,
different
it's
priorities.
not a one-off anymore. It is a kind of mass-produced console.
Know, so you know, there's different rules and regulations that they have to follow versus what I do. You know, so it's never a them and me versus moment. You know, it's an us moment. You know.
Yeah.
And like I said, I play with psychology. And if you want to get down to it, Xbox are getting a lot of brand awareness from the likes of me because I'm using that brand. You see, so we're all playing on the same team. You know.
Yeah. All gaming together, all working together. It's
exactly
the way a community should be. 100%.
And now I'm doing the PlayStation ones.
Yep.
That's bringing like a whole new sort of let's say gathering, you know, because there's always been this Xbox versus PlayStation sort of feel in the community, you know. And I think I had a few comments since I did the PlayStation art was finally someone's bringing the two together, you know.
Yeah.
They felt like I'm some kind of peacekeeper, you know.
That's exactly what I was about to say. You are bringing these two opposing kind of communities together under you, which is amazing.
Apart from they don't like the fact I'm called XboxPope and I'm doing PlayStation, like, you know.
Well, it's amazing what the kind of brand image can do, and I said hopefully they'll kind of understand what you do and why you do it, and what hopefully if they're watching the stream now, they'll understand where that name came from now, and it is kind of from history. There is a reason for it, so hopefully that would all be good.
I mean, I love console gaming because I work all day on a PC, like literally, you know. So from the morning right until I, you know, finish. So it is nice just to turn it off, sit and just casually game, you know.
Yeah.
This
actually leads quite well on to my next question. This is from Sadir on Instagram. What is your most anticipated game that's coming to the next generation of Xbox? Do you have one, or?
See, I have to wait till next week to see what Xbox are going to bring out.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
But yeah, I am looking forward to Cyberpunk though.
Yeah. I watched a couple of streams on that recently, and like loads of new information came out. We've done a couple of videos on it as well, so I think it's one of those games.
But you know, like people don't realize this about Pope, you know, because as you know, I do focus my attention a lot more on smaller streamers, smaller people, and I like to sort of encourage them to become bigger, you know.
Sure.
And the same goes for gaming. Sometimes, you know, like you have these beautiful AAA, AA games, but have you seen some of the amazing things like you can get out of indies, you know?
I'm an indie gamer, so that it's nice to hear you say it. Like, I love independent titles.
And you find out the story behind it, and it was like, I don't know, some guy in his bedroom or something, you know, and you think, how did you do it, you know, like how long did it take? Like you have so many questions that you can't even think, like, how's you going to even go to answer these, you know? Because they just blow your minds, you know.
It's amazing the talent out there, and that says for yourself as well. Like you're one person doing this, and you've created
I'm
this.
in my bedroom.
Yeah, exactly.
It's my games room, really.
Your games room. So obviously, we're waiting till next week to kind of work out what the most anticipated games are going to be. Is there a game that you play a lot at the moment? What's your kind of favorite game at the moment?
So there's only one game that like I totally love, and that's Titanfall.
Yes.
You see, so, but it took us a while to switch onto 2. But I kind of had to switch onto 2 because that's where everyone sort of went to, you know.
Yeah.
And I did criticize it at the beginning, but it's actually grown on us, you know.
Yeah.
And I think if there was a game I was truly waiting to come, it's Titanfall 3. But as Titanfall 1,
So it's all the kind of same mechanics and basis from
exactly.
1, but with Titanfall 3 skin on it. That's cool.
I think it's just the whole robot thing, you know, and the fact that the game was so fast.
Yep.
You know, and you also had them sort of, you know, that double jump sort of ability. But I wouldn't mind keeping the grappling hook. That's a good feature. Like,
very much so. Well, we do have plenty of fans of Titanfall in the chat as well. A few people commenting on me. We did a live stream a couple of months ago now, maybe last month, and I swore on stream when I thought Titanfall was going to be announced. I lost my mind a little bit and then instantly realised that I'd made a mistake by swearing. So I've been told not to swear when I'm talking about Titanfall. So it's slowly biting my tongue.
I would have to say 10 Hail Marys, I tell you, because honestly, if they brought a third out, and I hope the criticism they got for 2 doesn't spoil it, you know.
I hope not. Obviously, I know they're making, like, Respawn are making Apex now, so there's they've got a lot of that, and I know they're bringing a lot of Titanfall into Apex as well, but I know it's not the same. Obviously, it is a battle royale versus really like a phenomenal single player campaign alongside some fantastic multiplayer in there as well. But no, good to know that you're a Titanfall fan, Pope. It's good to hear, as I personally believe they're quite underrated games, so I think everybody should play Titanfall.
Definitely.
Awesome. So, a couple of kind of quicker questions as we move towards the end of the stream before we get to the last couple. Is what would your advice be to a student that kind of wants to get into design or maybe graphic design or kind of stuff that you do? Is there any kind of tips and tricks you would say to go, you know what, try this, try that?
I mean, definitely go to college. I mean, because what people don't understand is they think art and design, especially design, is a natural thing. Like they just think everyone can do it and it naturally happens.
Yeah.
It's not. You have to be taught it, you know, you have to learn from it. You have to eat and breathe it. But one of the things that is really important is you have to make lots of mistakes.
Yeah.
It's the mistakes that help you, you know, progress, move on, become better. So although, you know, I do fan art in 30 minutes,
sure,
but that's 25, 30 years
of practice.
Of practice, you know, and I've got to also learn. Even now, you know, back in my day, it's pen and paper. We didn't have computers to kind of draw things up. You drew everything,
sure,
you know, on an easel type thing, you know, like a technical drawing table. But you know, some of the software that's available now is just so amazing. It almost does the job for you half the time, you know.
Sure. And what programs are you using to create your art?
So I've always used 3D Studio Max. It's similar. It's the same software they kind of use to build games, you know. Because also I do VR, so I can export it into Unreal Engine.
Okay.
So when, you know, I'm doing the interiors, people can walk through the interiors. And I use a certain render engines that produce the photorealistic quality, you know.
Okay.
But even that's not a magic button press, you know. You've got to do your calculations, you know. You've got to use your maths. So sticking at maths as well.
Yeah. Plenty of things to kind of concentrate on then.
Well, it is because, you know, in my game it's a number crunching. You know, people don't realize you know, the game quality that people have now, this photorealistic, you know, it doesn't just happen by a press of a button, you know. It's all got to be calculated and polygons and, you know, texture maps and
sure.
And it's the same principle for me when I'm doing a fan art, you know. I have to create the texture, I have to wrap it on a 3D model, I have to render it, I have to, you know,
it's not easy.
It's not a Photoshop job on
no.
And create the bump textures and stuff like that, you know.
Sure. Awesome. So final question before we get into our final few bits and pieces. If you could request any item in the world and you could have it customized to you, what would that item be and why? And this is from Derek from one of our specialists in store.
Do you know what it is? Again, it would probably just be I just want you in Titanfall design.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I did a fan art one not so long ago, actually, of a Titanfall one. We'll get that one made. Although I did the Bang & Olufsen one, that was pretty nice. Like, I wouldn't mind one of them. Like,
few to choose from, then. Few to choose from.
Yeah, but again, when it comes to fan art and people say, "What's your best? What's your favorite? Who's
Yeah.
I can't pick.
It's like asking for who your favorite child is, right?
Exactly, and it's I'm just honored that it inspires other people. I think I get lots of comments like, "Oh my God, I'm going to start doing art. I'm going to start doing design. I'm going to start learning this all thanks to you." And that's more rewarding to me.
Sure.
So
yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, I think that's, bearing in mind time. I think there was a few other questions that I kind of had written down, but I don't want to hold everybody for too long. I don't want to take up too much of your time either, Pope. But I think there's a few other things that we've kind of got to kind of finish off with before we move on to kind of the end of the stream. And obviously we've been speaking a lot over socials for the last couple of weeks and days about kind of announcements and stuff like that. Is there kind of anything that you want to kind of mention to the viewers, or anything? I'll kind of leave it up to you.
So obviously I get asked, and so does poor Phil Spencer a lot. When you're going to hire Xbox Pope? When you're going to finally get some Pope controllers? And look, I mean, people understand in the industry that they know the want and the need. So I'm working on it,
Okay.
And there is talks, and I can't just point the finger at one company.
Sure.
Like, there's a few companies that people will know. Where it could possibly come from, So it's a work in progress.
Yeah, obviously conversations are still happening, so you can't kind of say anything kind of 100%, but it's kind of watch the space type thing.
Definitely, and I kind of want to make sure the fans understand that, I want to be able to tell the world. I want them to hold it in their hands and stuff, but it just takes time. Things have to be correct. Things have to be in the right place. And that's all it is, really. Nobody's ignoring anybody.
No.
It's just one of those things that it isn't a 5-minute fix.
No, and as you say, these conversations are happening with these companies that like we may have heard of, and we probably have heard of, that you are having these conversations with to hopefully work closer with in the future. And that's that's an awesome thing to hear. And as you kind of just said, you're wanting to give the fans what they want by putting these devices actually in their hands, not just on their screens as well. So time will tell, as they say.
And they're all just as excited, mind. So it's not it's not like, oh yeah, okay, mate. Like they're just as excited as the fans. So don't worry,
Well, as we're having a chat before the stream, and you were saying that like you'll speak to some pretty big people, both in the world of Xbox and other companies, and they kind of fan guy over you, even though they could be a Larry Herb or they could be a Phil Spencer, and they're like, oh my God, I'm actually speaking to Pope. So we're excited as fans, but you've also got the people that do work for these big companies that are also super excited, as you said.
Oh yeah, and it always shocks us, because I think, oh well, I'm just like it always amazes us if I jump in someone's stream, and oh my God, Xbox Popes, and I like to reverse that, because if they're excited, which then excites me, it just means I can feel more inclined to push their stream, or say, come into here, it's great fun, we're having a right laugh here, and and all these, people like yourselves, streamers, everyone, YouTubers,
Yep.
you all do so much, and people don't see it. You see, they don't understand how much hard work goes into doing a stream or doing keeping the audience happy, basically.
Oh, and trying to overcome technical difficulties and all of that sort of stuff.
Oh, we found the duct tape, man. It's all right.
So you've kind of talked about kind of helping out smaller streamers and stuff like that. And this is kind of something that we've been really promoting, of like a huge announcement for us. We are quite a small channel at the moment. I said, as of now, we've massively bumped up our followers, so I can only thank you, Pope, for that as well. Is every single season we do a massive giveaway. And that could be a range of Xbox accessories or games or PC accessories, gaming chairs, stuff like that. But we've actually been in a couple of conversations in the past. So I don't know, Pope, if you'd happily do the honor for me to announce what we're going to be giving away at the end of this season.
So because you're looking all sexy and brand new, you see, and obviously Season 7, lucky numbers. I've had to do you guys a special custom Xbox Pope
that you
1X.
have. Let me pop that on screen as well. There you go. So, as I've clicked the wrong button. There we go. So we've had the absolute honor of having Pope design us an easy level up console. This is completely custom designed by Pope himself. And we are going to be giving away this as kind of our grand prize at the end of Season 7. As well as the kind of the grand prize of it being just the console and the controller, we are also giving 2 runner-ups a custom controller that you see here as well. So there's going to be 3 opportunities to win this. To be able to do it, what will happen is after we've kind of finished talking Pope, we'll go back to Rich, who will go through all the terms and conditions on how you can win this, and stuff like that. So you keep hold, guys. If you want to know how to win this, please keep on the stream, and Rich will take you through all of that momentarily. Let me just get rid of that one. There we go. So I'm back. Pope, because we've had some massive technical difficulties, as a lot of you guys have said, I know we spoke about having a chat after we'd spoken and Rich being on camera by himself. Unfortunately, that's not going to kind of be possible in now the setup that we've got. So what I want to say from me, and I'm hoping Rich can kind of reiterate this for me, is a massive thank you for joining us on stream today. You guys you've been amazing. The people that you've brought with you today in chat have been amazing. There's been so many follows, so many comments, and you are a true Pope of the community to really help us. One, with the design, being here and sharing your kind of journey and what you do for a living with us. So yeah, it is a huge thank you from both myself and Rich, and I'm sure as many of the community will say thank you as well for being here.
No, it's fantastic, and I really do hope these new followers do stay and watch further shows, because they are very good.
No, it's appreciated. Thank you.
And the guys are super awesome. It's really nice, down to earth people as well. So you will enjoy it. You will have fun. So just bear with them and keep following. Tell all your friends, mind.
Yeah. As I said,
I'll be coming after you.
Yeah. Well, Pope, thank you so much. As you said, please keep with us on a weekly basis. We do stream on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, on Thursdays, on Twitch, as many of you are watching now, as well as on Facebook and YouTube as well. If you're not there, I've seen a few comments over from Facebook as well. So thank you very much for joining us there. But I think for now, we're saying we've kind of announced we're giving away one of your consoles, Pope. So thank you very much for that. We've spoken about that you are in talks with some bigger companies to be able to maybe get something going with them as well. So hopefully the guys that have joined in have learned something about you and now can get a little bit more excited about some of the future things that are coming as well.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much.
No worries, Pope. Thank you so much, and we'll catch up soon. Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers. Bye.
Cheers, guys. Bye. And there we are, Rich.
Well done, mate.
Oh, I'm now very warm.
I bet you are. I bet you are. First of all, before I go into the T's and C's of how you can win that gorgeous Xbox One X custom easy level up, designed and put together by the Xbox Pope, let's just give some appreciation to Tom. I'm pointing the wrong way. So first of all, I'm supposed to be running the stream, and unfortunately, I had technical issues before. And the reason why that was is that so I could control the things behind the background while Tom interviews Pope himself. And as you saw as the stream was going on, not only was Tom interviewing very, very well Xbox Pope, he was also fixing technical issues that I should have been fixing, doing transitions that I should have been doing to look after him. So Tom, my friend, well done, mate.
Thank you. I am a tad warm. I'm a tad red in the face now. But
I told you it was going to be okay.
Everything was on fire, but we did extinguish the fire, hopefully pretty quickly. But there is almost as well so much love for Pope in the chat, which 100%. Is amazing to see. Announcing an incredible prize and announcing some potential future work as well. So you never know. It's kind of keep your eyes on Pope's social channels. I meant to ask him, I meant to tell him to do it on stream, but I completely forgot. Is kind of where can you find him on socials? If you pretty much search Xbox Pope on any social media, you'll pretty much find him. So please follow his work. He is an amazing artist. He does some amazing things.
That's right.
So yeah.
You won't regret it. Okay, cool. So T's and C's on how you can get this custom edition Xbox One X are, first of all, you need to be 18 years or older. You have to live in the UK or Ireland, and you need to be verified on ExpertZone to qualify for it. Now, you would have seen it throughout the stream. There's a code that pops up over that corner just above Tom, and you need to collect those codes throughout the season and pop them into ExpertZone once you're verified on there. Tom, how long have they got? How many codes do they need to collect?
I believe it's 13 codes. I should have probably checked that before we went live. But I believe it's 13 weeks of content. So our season 7 will last for 13 weeks. It goes to the 7th of October. That's the last stream. So if anyone wants to count those for me and let me know in chat, that'd be amazing. But yeah, 7th of October is our last stream of the season. Every single stream, we will have that code up there in the top left-hand corner, as Rich said. Once you're verified on ExpertZone, you can then pop that code into that, and then every time you enter it, you get a new entrance into it. And yeah, so you could have, I think it's 13 entrances into this competition, so 13 chances to win. And as we have runner-up prizes as well, there's even more chances to win, eh?
You got to keep coming back. You got to keep watching. So yeah, so you've got the opportunity to win that Xbox One X console with that custom controller, and then 2 more chances to win the custom controller yourself. And I think you'll agree they look fire. So yeah,
I've just seen something in chat that I didn't know. And I'm going to blame Jer for not telling me, is that Xbox Pope has just come into chat and said, it glows in the dark.
What?
I did not know that. Pope, that's amazing.
What?
Oh, that's brilliant. So there you go. An even more exclusive console that this actually glows in the dark. So yeah, this man has some amazing skills. And so Pope has designed this console, and we are working with, you've probably heard me shout them out a little bit earlier, in which we are working with Extreme Consoles, and they're going to be making this. So it is a completely custom build. It's not like vinyls or anything like that. This is a custom build Xbox One X by Extreme Consoles, designed by Xbox Pope. Now, what a better prize, eh? Yes, I can. If I add the picture into this section. If you fill for me for like 5 seconds, that'd be great.
I was gonna say you could switch to the one cam, but that's even better. There we go. There we go.
Oh, it's massive. Sort it out. Sort it out.
Sort it out, Tom. You're doing an amazing job.
The controller is there.
There you go. Look at that, people.
There we go. So it glows in the dark. It is a pretty sexy a console, if I don't say so myself. Said completely custom. Xbox One X and controller is the grand prize, and then there is 2 runner-ups, which will be the controller by itself. So yeah, one hell of a prize for the win at the end of the season. I said you have until the 7th of October to get that final code. If you do miss any of our streams, you can't watch us live. I said 7 p.m. every single Wednesday in the UK. If you do watch them on video on demand, those codes are still work. They still work. So yeah, you can watch back if you did miss a stream to be able to enter in that passcode. So
Time. Get all 13.
I know,
Get all
right?
13 codes.
Damn straight.
And then when you win it, give it to me. So Tom,
Rich.
before we wrap up, I'm assuming we're winding down.
We are winding down now, yes.
So that we can cool you down a little bit. What do you think of the new look? Easier level, the parts that are working.
The parts that are working, as I said, Rich has been amazing, has created transitions and name tags. You've seen Rich's name tag a couple of times, I think. As he's shrinking, Skype's having fun.
Oh.
Skype is having fun.
I'm up here.
There we go.
It's fine.
Bring you down.
There we go. There I am. Yeah, don't show my room.
So we have we have transitions, we have name tags, we have so much stuff that unfortunately we haven't been able to show, and Skype is having an absolute mare right now. I absolutely love the new design. I love the new neon. Oh, he's gone.
I'm still here. I don't know if
still
you still hear me. It's fine.
We can still hear you, mate. I will just be here by myself. Don't you love technical difficulties? Don't you love the internet, ladies and gentlemen? But yeah, we have this whole new look and feel, and I absolutely love it. I desperately wanted a glowing brick wall behind us, and Rich has definitely delivered with that.
Right.
There you are. You're back now.
There I am.
Rich has definitely delivered with designing some amazing things. So yeah, feel free to reach out to Rich to congratulate him, because without him, this definitely wouldn't look near as good. Because all be made in MS Paint if it was down to me.
It's not that big.
So yeah, I absolutely love the design. Are you happy with it, Rich?
Yeah, it looks good. I lost a lot of sleep over it, so yeah. Hopefully next week we'll be able to run that title sequence full. We had this whole glitch sequence, which was kind of exciting and stuff. And we've got some gorgeous transitions, and everyone's got new name tags and stuff. And and just I guess keep coming back, keep watching, and follow us on our social channels as well, because we will be sharing how we made this and the devices that we made it on. It's 100%. All been built in house. So
there we go. Right at the end of the stream, I will put up the schedule, so you will see when we stream, what we do 5 days a week, but also have our social handles at the bottom of the screen as well. But you were talking about next week and coming back next week, Rich. And I want to kind of let the people know what we're going to be doing next week, because I think it's important to do. So I had confirmation just before the stream that we have a gentleman by the name of Terrorizer on next week as our guest. If you haven't heard of Terrorizer, he is an Irish content creator who now lives in the US. He's been that successful creating his content. He's moved over to LA. And he is on Twitch with 500,000 followers and on YouTube with 3.5 million subscribers. So this guy is amazing, and we're going to be interviewing him and getting to know him a little bit better about what he does and how he does it. So if it's something that you do want to get into, guys, make sure you tune in next week as well to make sure that you find out all about that. But we're also going to be looking at some of the games from the Summer Game Fest demo collection as well. So next week we are going to be playing some games as well. So make sure you tune in for some expert gameplay. I think it's me, so it won't be so expert. But yeah, make sure you tune in next week where we'll have Terrorizer on stream doing an interview as well as taking a closer look at some games. And I think that's me, Rich. I think I've covered everything I need to cover.
Good job, Tom. Good job. You definitely deserve it, mate. Well done, and well done on the launch of your Season 7 EZ Level Up, mate. And,
we got there. After months and months and months of work, we have definitely got here.
And may it go a little bit more smoothly next time. So
yes, hopefully so. Fingers crossed it will. I'm sure it will. But I want to say a massive thank you from myself, guys, for joining us. And thank you again for XboxPope for joining us and having some time to talk to us. It's been absolutely phenomenal to have him here. So guys, until next week, we will see you then. Cheers, guys.
All right. Peace.
Bye.